Hi everyone, in this video I'll show how to install Ubuntu 26.04 in a dual boot with Windows without using a USB drive. Ubuntu is a popular Linux that's known for its stability, security, and ease of use. So I'm going to download Ubuntu, going to ubuntu.com, and then get Ubuntu, download Ubuntu Desktop, and I'm going to download Intel or AMD 64-bit architecture. After, go into your downloads folder. Alright, and there's my file. I'm going to mount it, hit enter or right click and mount. Open. Alright, it's been mounted. It's been mounted on my D drive. Now I'm going to open up disk management. Start disk management. So on my computer, I have disk 0. It's a single drive, and I have Windows installed. There's the UEFI system partition that has my Windows boot files, my Windows C drive, and the Windows recovery partition. And at the bottom is the Ubuntu ISO mounted. Now it's mounted here in Windows, so it's only seen here. And if I were to reboot, I won't be able to boot from it. So I'll be creating a new partition just for the installation media, so it's bootable. I'll be using some free space on my C drive. I have 425 gigabytes available, so more than enough free space. Right click, shrink volume. The Ubuntu ISO is 6.07 gigabytes, so I'll do 6500. Shrink. Alright, there's my unallocated space. Select it, right click, new simple volume, next, next, next. And the file system will be FAT32. I'll label it as ISO, next, finish. Alright, there's my new F drive. Going back into Explorer. Going to copy all the contents on my D drive. Going into my new F drive and paste. Alright, the files have been copied over. Going back into disk management. Cancel the F drive. This installation media partition will be temporary, and once I'm done installing Ubuntu, I'll be reclaiming the space. As long as you have a modern computer, your BIOS should be able to detect and boot from this partition. Now I'm going to reboot my computer and go into the BIOS. In your BIOS, ensure that secure boot is disabled, and if you have fast boot, disable it as well. And now I'm going to do a one-time boot into the installation media partition. It's labeled as UEFI OS, and how I can confirm that. Go back into Windows, open up a command prompt as administrator, type in bcdedit /enum firmware. And at the bottom, you can see there's partition F, the F drive that was created, and the description UEFI OS. If you don't see UEFI OS, it's possible it may have another description. This Dell laptop, in the one-time boot menu, there's the Windows boot entry, and then there's two entries for my disk. In this case, it's the second option, and how I can confirm that is also by going back into Windows and running bcdedit /enum firmware, and we see at the bottom drive F and the same description. So I'm going to boot into it. Alright, it's booted into the installation media partition, and I have try or install Ubuntu. Okay. Alright, and I'm in the installer. I get the welcome screen. So before starting, I'm just going to cancel for now. And I'm going to be setting up my disk. Open up gparted. Authenticate. And gparted is similar to disk management in Windows. And so what I'm going to do is going to remove the boot flag from the EFI partition here. So the installer will create a separate EFI partition just for Ubuntu. Now I could use this existing EFI partition, which is where the Windows boot files are located, but Microsoft is known for removing anything not related to Windows in this partition. So to avoid that, I'll be creating a separate EFI partition just for Ubuntu. Select it, right click, manage flags, remove the boot flag, close. And once I'm done installing Ubuntu, I'll be putting it back. I'm going to close gparted, start the installer, choose your language, next, accessibility, next, your keyboard, next. If you're using a wired connection, hit next, or you can connect to Wi-Fi and then connect to your Wi-Fi network. Or if you're using a hidden Wi-Fi network, put in the SSID, connect, and then put in the password, connect, and then hit next. I'll be using interactive installation, next. Default, next. And I'll be installing third-party software for graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. And download and install support for additional media formats. Next. Here, I'm going to install Ubuntu alongside the Windows Boot Manager. Next. And so it's selected SDA3, which is my C drive in Windows. And so I can use the slider here. And so I'll set aside about 100 gigabytes for Ubuntu. Next. And here I'm going to do encryption, encrypt with a passphrase. Next. Put in the encryption passphrase that you want to use. Next. And here fill in your name, computer name, username, and password. And here you can require your password to log in each time. In this video, I'm going to unselect it, so it'll log in automatically. And I'm not using Active Directory. Next. Select your location. Next. And this is a summary screen of what's going to happen during the installation. Scrolling down. And we can see here it's going to be resizing my C drive. And it's going to be creating a new /boot/EFI directory and a /boot directory and / for everything else. And then when ready, hit install. And you can go to the bottom right, select the icon, and you can see the current status. You can select again to get out of it. And so this will take a little bit of time to install. Alright, it has completed installing Ubuntu. And when I reboot, it should boot into Ubuntu. But to make sure, I'm going to reboot and then go into the BIOS to verify the boot order. And in my boot order, boot option number 1 is the Windows Boot Manager. Boot option number 2 is UEFI OS. And boot option number 3 is Ubuntu. So I'll have to change that. So it's boot option number 1. And save changes and exit. On this Dell laptop, Ubuntu is also boot option number 3. So I'll have to change it. So it's boot option number 1. And then save changes and exit. And here it's asking for the passphrase to decrypt and put it in. Alright, and it's booted into Ubuntu. I'm going to go through the welcome screen. Next, 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 finish. And now I'm going to go back into gparted, but first I'll have to install it as it's not available on new installs. I'm going to go into the App Center and look for gparted and install. Put in my password. Alright, it's installed. Close. Open up gparted. Put in my password. Alright, and going into the first partition, select it, right click, manage flags, and I'm going to put the boot flag back. Close. And so the ISO partition here, I no longer need it. So I'm going to delete it. Right click, delete, and I have my free space here. And now I'm going to extend my Ubuntu volume group. Select it, right click, resize move. And going to use all the free space, resize. And put in the passphrase, unlock. Alright, and so we see 2 operations pending at the bottom. And I'm going to hit the check mark to apply. Apply. Alright, it has completed. Hit close. Alright, so I have some unused space here. And so I'm going to assign it to the root partition. So I'm going to close gparted. Open up a terminal. I'm going to sudo in. Put in my password. And then I'll type VGS. This will show my volume groups. And then I'm going to list my logical volumes, LVS. And you can use LV display to get further details. And I'm going to extend the logical volume, LV extend, -R-L, plus 100% free. And then it'll be dev Ubuntu VG Ubuntu-LV. So -R will automatically resize the file system. Alright, and we see that it has been resized. And if I do an LV display again, we see it's increased to 99 gigabytes. Next, I'm going to update the grub configuration so that I get a menu to select between Windows and Ubuntu. So I'm going to use nano, the etc default grub file, and the timeout, I'll put in 10 seconds. And scrolling down, where it says grub disable OS prober, I'm going to remove the hash at the beginning. Hit Control X to exit. Save modified buffer, yes. Enter. All right, going to type OS prober to check for other operating systems. And we see it's found the Windows Boot Manager. And I'm going to make a new grub configuration file using grub makeconfig. All right, it's created a new grub configuration file. I'm going to close my terminal, close, and I'm going to reboot my computer. All right, the grub menu comes up. I have Ubuntu, and there's the Windows Boot Manager. Now I'm going to test it to ensure I can get back into Windows. All right, and I'm back in Windows. So that's it. That's how you can install Ubuntu 26.04 Encrypted in a dual boot with Windows without using a USB drive. I hope this video has been useful, and I thank you for watching. Bye now.